You're listening to Popstar Conversations, taking you inside with your favorite musical artists.
Chuck and I are sitting here with one of the UK's most popular female artists, Ellie Goulding. Ellie, welcome to the show.
Ellie, thanks so much for joining us. You've been quoted as saying that this album, Lights, is all about romantic victories and failures. Does that reflect on you?
Yes, but not romance. I think there's victories in people's agenda. I don't think it's necessarily romantic, but I think that everyone wins in some way with someone, whether it be in a bad way, that maybe they're manipulating someone or changing someone. But I think that there are victories, but they're not necessarily good ones.
Do you mean like in your song, This Love Will Be Your Downfall? It seems to be very victorious on one side, but on the other side, it's full of regrets.
Yeah, it's quite a sad sentiment, I guess, in that I'm talking about people. I'm talking about why we behave the way that we do with someone that you love, and why you might cheat on someone. But also, it's just saying that, yeah, it's in the simplest of ways. It's saying that this isn't necessarily good for you, and that the fact that you found love where it's not necessarily a good thing.
Are these songs, are they more fact or fiction?
So they're a mixture of stories and first-hand experiences. I would feel too strange for everything to be about me, because it would seem like I had a lifetime of bad luck and heartbreak. But I ask questions a lot, I guess, because I listen to other people's stories as well, and it makes me really think about my own experiences with people and with situations, and it makes me. So therefore, I guess there are a lot of different scenarios on my album, and some are where I'm very happy, and some are where I have kind of lost all hope for things.
Like in the song Under the Sheets?
Yeah, Under the Sheets was like, I was feeling quite angry about something, and it was like a story that I made, but it was tied in with experiences that I've had before, where I've been in a relationship that literally the only thing that holds it together is intimacy, because everyone wants to be close to someone and everyone wants to have someone to hold them, but then there's no other substance to it other than that. And so as soon as they walk outside or go and about their lives, it loses everything. It loses all its kind of strength. And so it's kind of tied in with the guy, like a kind of what's the word? I kind of like, not a macho man, but like basically a guy who gets into a fight, and she just thinks it's ridiculous. She just really, really hates him for it. But when they're physical with each other, it's like everything's forgotten about again. But then they wake up and it's back to normal. It's all quite sad, really.
In the song Wish I Stayed, was that about you moving to London?
Yeah, I want to live back in the countryside again, but I can't, because I have to be in London to do music. I don't mind London. It's really, I should really embrace it, because it's in so many ways it's wonderful, and there are so many things to do and so many places to see. And there's so much life on the streets of London, and that's why people talk about it. That's why people sing about it and all the time about London and want to go to London. But I don't think it's all it's cracked up to be when you're growing up and you think you want to move to a big city. I remember saying to my mum, I'm never living in a city. It's too dirty and too polluted. And then now here I am in London. Not here, but I'm living in London. But it's too far away to be in the country to do music. I have to be in London, unfortunately.
Ellie, in the song Starry Eyes, what is that really about?
That song? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about not really having any kind of it's not really having any kind of like really strong, not having like an emotional attachment to anything, and it's literally just like that you're living in the moment and you're having fun, and it's just something that I don't know why I wrote it, but it just, I think at the time I was so I was quite weary of writing really emotionally heavy songs like about myself, and so I wanted to write something that was just everybody, about everyone, instead of just talking about me. But I just like the expression starry. I just think it can mean so many different things, and I like the fact that the song gives you a sense of unity with other people, and it's quite energetic, and it's quite like a running song or something.
I must ask you, how did you feel when you were nominated for a Brit Award?
Really shocked, really surprised, because I didn't expect to be there. I didn't even expect to be in the list, really. I kept saying to my manager, I don't think I'm going to be in the list, and he was like, well, who knows? And then I was at the number one, which I found really bizarre. And the thing is, it's a double-edged sword, because people just now scrutinising me and expecting a lot from me, and I feel like I can give it, but you have to be so strong when you're given stuff like that. You have to be really strong. And even coming second or third, there's a lot of expectation. There's a lot of expectation on Marina as well. Yeah, God, you have to be so strong to do this. I think that a lot of female artists, I don't know how many you've interviewed, but I'm sure they think the same thing. You certainly can't be a weak person going into this. Definitely not. That's what I've learned.
How has success changed your life?
I get a lot of media interest and stuff, but I certainly don't get people following me. I get people taking pictures of me sometimes, but I have a feeling that's just for something that I'm not interested in, like being in the tabloids or something. So, yeah, occasionally, but I hardly ever get recognised, ever.
When you were 15 years old, you picked up the guitar. What was your inspiration? What made you do it?
I played clarinet for a few years, and I got to a point where I really didn't like playing it anymore for some reason, and when I picked up the guitar it was so natural, and it took me about a year to learn just how to play and sing at the same time. So now to be able to like write my songs on guitar is just like a whole new like level of stuff. But yeah, it took me a long time just to understand, just getting the timing right of playing and singing at the same time. I miss that, like just doing it for fun, because obviously now it's if I do any cover of a song or anything, it's instantly like filed, and that's it. But like I used to do everything for fun. Like I used to play guitar for fun, and I used to sing for fun and sing at open mic nights, and it was quite all very simple.
So you started out as a folk musician.
Yeah, I guess so. I played my songs on guitar, and I guess some elements in my songs are folky, but mainly I was just I just liked the way that the guitar sounded. I liked playing with it, and that's why I guess I didn't take up piano in the beginning. But I'm becoming so I'm becoming so obsessed with piano playing now. Like the other day I just went over to my friend's house and just watched him play piano for like an hour because I just really like it. So I might take up piano at some point. But yeah, I guess because some stuff in my songs are folky, because I guess you can see like where some of my influences lie. But then I'm such a big fan of electronic music that I wanted to have it on my first album. But I think I'll keep changing, experimenting with what I do. Because who knows where the next record was going to go.
How much influence did the artist Craig David have on you?
I liked what he could do with his voice. I thought it was so clever. But obviously, like, when I think back at liking him now, I cringe a little bit. But I just thought I was really interested in people doing interesting things with their voice. That was as simple as. But with the album, it was like, I just enjoyed making it. And the final result was that we had these kind of electric pop songs with guitar in, and we're just like, okay, we like this, like let's go for it. And it wasn't like wasn't thought. I didn't have to think really hard about it. I just did it. But I think people think that I've spent my whole life making this album, whereas I haven't. I've just made it in like the last year. But it seems like it's really well constructed, but it's not really.
Do you find it nerve-wracking to perform?
Yeah, it depends what I do. Like, I'm on a TV show next week, and that's nerve-wracking because it's just like a whole new world. It's like, why am I performing on a TV? But it's something that I don't mind doing, but it involves a lot of nerves and a lot of being scared.
Ellie, what music genre would you put yourself in?
I don't know. I don't know what my music is. Why does it have to have a label? Why does it have to be labelled as something? Why can't it just be... It's just pop music, isn't it? It's just like people seem to really love it, which means that it's popular, which means it's abbreviated to pop. So I don't see it as anything other than pop music, really. I wouldn't call it anything else at this point. But my next record, who knows? But this one is a pop record. And I'm not afraid of it because I love pop music. I'm not afraid of calling it a pop record.
Ellie, on a personal note, if you hadn't become a musician, what would you have done?
I would have become a fitness instructor, fitness trainer, definitely, because it makes me feel alive. It's the other thing that makes me feel alive, which is running. But I'm going to try and meet one of my favourite authors, who's called Murakami, because I want to talk to him about it, because he combines really dark literature with his healthy lifestyle of running. And he wrote a book called What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. And I'm always talking about it. And I feel like he understands. I feel like I love the way he writes. In fact, I'm going to reread all the books I've already read. I've just made a conscious decision because it's you need to escape from this a little bit. Anyone who's in my position needs to escape.
Ellie, thank you very much for joining
Alex,
us.
thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you again for listening to Popstar Conversations. Be sure to click the subscribe button below and hit the red bell so that you'll be notified of our next exclusive interview.
Thank you for listening to Popstar Conversations. Please join us again for another conversation with your favourite musical artist.